But nothing more important than this. Juwan Washington on the line with us, joining us now after Rashad Penny becomes a first-round draft pick. And now, Juwan, it's your show, man. What is your reaction to this? There seems to be a real renewed focus on the running back position at San Diego State.
It just shows that the team puts a lot of trust in the running back group that we have, and we have a lot of guys that are able to go in, and it's going to be great to see the competition that we have and just go in and do the best things for the team to help win. And the best part about it is we got all 5 guys on the O-line coming back, and that's going to be a great thing to see.
You know, take me back to when you were recruited by San Diego State. Obviously, the running back position has produced a couple of pros now, and this is a running offense. You guys rely on the running game a ton. But when you have others in front of you and you're entering into a room where it's crowded and you have to wait your turn, what was the pitch like from these coaches? What did they tell you to lure you to San Diego State?
Just buying into the program, and then once you see the guys that you have in front of you, you're not longer worried about who's in front of you or the amount of time that you're getting to play and stuff like that. Because once you see the guys that are in front of you and you see the abilities that they have and the type of people that they are, then it's really a blessing to be able to watch those guys play and learn from those guys.
Juwan, there's expectation now. I'm sure you feel that. There's additional eyeballs. How are you planning to handle that?
Oh, it's gonna be tough, but I'm willing to put in the work and do the best I can. And the guys up front, they're gonna do a great job. I know they tell me all the time, don't worry about anything. They're gonna do their best to open up holes for me. And we got 2 guys in front of me that were all-time leading rushers, and one who finished in the Heisman, so it looks like I got to pay a little more attention in the meeting room. So it's gonna be a fun year.
You know what? That's actually you're speaking to something I experienced when I was a backup offensive lineman, became the starter at Penn State. There is that time where you're like, oh man, now it's on me. How much of that have you felt already with spring practices and the fact that you are now being anointed as a leader of this team because they depend so much on the running back?
Oh, it's a great thing. You can feel how much people start looking towards you more just to know they expect you to do certain things and how they expect, because we have a great tradition of running backs that's been here these last probably 7 or 8 years at San Diego State. So it's just, everyone looks at you a little more different just to know that you're going to be the guy that they're going to look to when they need something or just a little small play here and there, and other guys are going to come in and help us out. So it's a good feeling.
Juwan Washington, the next big running back at San Diego State, joining us, Mark and Rich Show. Juwan, one of the things I thought was really cool this year, you saw a lot of it on social media, the relationship between Donnell Pumphrey and Rashad Penny, and they would go back and forth, and it was really clear that Pumphrey really still had his eyes on what was going on. Is that the same with you and Rashad? How much were you watching what happened with him last week? How much do you think he'll be looking at you next year?
Oh, I think it's going to be the exact same. The time we were here, I think we were really close. We had a great relationship, and it just shows how close our running back group is. And, everyone's close and tight-knit together, and there's no one that just despises anything anyone does. And, we're all rooting for each other, and I think that's something Rashad and DJ kept going, and I know Rashad's going to do the same thing because he loves the football team here, and he just wants to see us be as successful as we can. So, he's going to be keeping up with me. He tells me all the time he's going to be watching us just to see how we do, and we're going to be looking to see how he does. And I'm excited to see his first game in the Seahawks jersey.
Last year, even behind Rashad Penny, one of the things I noticed, Juwan, was how hard you run the football. Like, you weren't brought in there to run different plays. You weren't just a scat back. You ran the same plays that Rashad was running, and you hit the hole with a lot of fury. I mean, at 5'7", 190, you're a different size player. So do you model your game after Rashad Penny, or who do you model the game at? Because you head straight downfield and you go right after him.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've actually had the pleasure to watch DJ and Rashad both years as they were the starters. So, I kind of try to make my game as much as the both of them as I can, because they both did great things to, help the team win games, and they are both successful players at running back for San Diego State. So, I try to do as much as I can to be just like them, add a little bit of my own game in there, here and there. So that's what I try to do.
Juwan, as Rich was just alluding to, Pumphrey and Penny are such different running backs, but they were able to have the same kind of success in the system at San Diego State. So obviously it's a very good system. So have there been any conversations? Have you been like, hey, coach, I would like to run for 2,000 yards next year? Like, are there any interactions like that so far?
Oh, no, not yet. The only thing me and Coach Horton talked about is just buying into the program and, going with the system that we have. And then if everything works out, the main goal for us this year is to win the conference championship. So if that comes with 2,000 yards or if it doesn't, if we win that 22nd championship, then we're going to be just fine, and that'll be something that I enjoy a lot more.
Now, it's an exciting year coming up for you guys. The offensive line is together another year together. I know that was one of the bigger concerns going into last season, was the fact that there was a lot of youth up front. And now in your fourth year, heading into your fourth year at San Diego State, and seeing the way these guys have come together last year, how much better did it feel sort of running behind these guys during the spring? And what are we looking forward to next season?
Oh, we're looking forward to a great year. It's just a blessing to see the guys, how they transfer from being younger guys and stepping up to now they're being experienced guys. It's a great thing to watch how people develop, and when you just buy into our system that we have here. And that's one thing we do a lot is we develop players, and I think that's why so many teams take chances on the guys that we have coming out of the programs, because the coaches do a really good job of developing us, and it's a great to watch them develop and see myself develop from the first time I got here. It's going to be really fun next year.
Juwan Washington. By the way, Juwan, I apologize if I missed this in your previous answer about Rashad. Have you spoken to him yet since last week?
Oh, yeah, I've talked to him. He was just at my house a couple of days ago. We were just hanging out, playing a game and stuff like that. So it's cool to see the recognition that he deserved from the last season. He get it now. I used to say that all the time, that the things would show up in the draft day, and he was a second running back pick. So I think that's bigger than any other award he could have got before that.
All right, so you guys were hanging at the house. Couldn't you? You know what, Juwan? We want to have you guys on together at the same time. Will you text him and help us set that up?
Oh yeah, I'll tell him.
Okay. Juwan, we're looking forward to the season, man, and congrats on getting to this position. We appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, Juwan Washington, right here on the Mark and Rich Show.